All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I am your host, Axel1324.
And now I'm Cool Cat Terry.
I'm Fastback 6768.
That's right, and another week has gone by. The first, what I consider to be the first week of the fall gaming lineup has come by. Because holy cow, I think 60 games released last week, something
Really?
like that. In total, I mean, not every game is going to be like a banger. But 60 total games on Xbox released last week, I think. And yeah, what a great week. But you know what? Just because those new games released doesn't mean we weren't playing older games. Terry, what have you been playing? You've been fixing some road quests?
No, but I did start Helldivers.
Yeah.
I started Helldivers 2. I played for a little bit. I'm level 5, so I'm still early into it. So I still haven't really made up my mind about it. As of right now, I don't really like the game. But I'm hoping as I level up and then enemies start evolving into more things, I'll start maybe liking it more. I've just never really been into extraction shooters. So we'll see. I'm hoping as things get more chaotic and intense and I get better equipment, I'll start to enjoy it a lot more. It's just right now because it's early game stuff. I'm like I only just have starting weapons and stuff. It's kind of But we'll see if it changes my mind. But as of right now, I don't like it, but I'm being optimistic about it changing my mind.
Okay. Fastback, what about you? Did you hell dive this week?
I did. I jumped in. So last week I started Helldiver and I kind of like taking a look at it, messing with it. Didn't even starting missions last week, and I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed, right? Because when I looked at the map, I'm like, where the heck do I start? And I saw that there were some YouTube videos, like, for beginners, this and that. And then I didn't do anything. I just wasn't feeling it, right? So then yesterday, I said, all right, I'm pretty much done with Grounded 2 for now. So I said, all right, let me start Helldivers. I jumped in, just started going, and the first mission I got in, just picked a map, and I was getting overwhelmed. Right? I was doing the one with the bugs.
Oh,
just wait till you go to like, what the heck am I doing? So I go back, start another one, do another one. I said, okay, I'm getting better understanding. Start the third one. I had like 2 locations that I had to go take care of. Right, there's one where I had to set up the oil so we can upload the oil and all that. Yeah, and I was dying, and then when I came back, I see someone jumped in my game. I'm like, who the heck is that? And it was Jago. And then Jago jumped in, and we started kicking butt.
Oh yeah.
But then we didn't finish. We died. So then after that, finally got on the headset, started talking to him. Then Cyber Gunner jumped in with us. And then we started having fun. And then another random guy jumped in. We jumped in his game. And then he was cool, so we kind of made friends with him. Started getting better understanding it, and then we jumped to Jago's ship. And yeah, I'm loving it. Just got to keep on doing it, make that money, so I can upgrade. So it's possible to do it on your own, but I think you have to be careful what maps you go to. I mean, you got to, and some of the gears that you use that you can download,
some of the missions.
Yeah.
So I had all week off, and I played nothing but Helldivers all week. I mean, I played like a level on the Prince of Persia. I played the Rogue Prince of Persia for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then it was back to Helldivers. I think I have like 40 hours in the game now.
Oh, wow.
Which is unheard of for me to do in 1 week, right? So I'm super excited. So yeah, let me tell you something, guys. Fastback, you're over there worried about the bugs. You don't got to worry about the bugs. You got to worry about me. Friendly fire's on. I'm the danger. Those bugs are pets compared to me. All right? If I'm not vaporizing my teammates, I'm not playing the game. That's the way I roll.
I will say, I did set off a nuke by accident.
Yeah.
Well, not really by accident.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I intended to blow it up, but I didn't think it was going to blow up like that big of a blow up. There was like this down little like mini shuttle thing, and it had like the exploding canister, and it had like a note saying, to be cautious or whatever. And I was like, so I told my buddy, back up, I'm gonna shoot this thing.
Oh, you want to help?
We go a good distance away, for an explosion. I pulled that thing up. It was like a mini nuke, and it blew us over 30 feet away from where we were. And we were like, holy crap! Yeah, that was the only thing that was really like funny that happened. It was like I was just expecting like a small kaboom, not like a planetary kaboom.
Yeah.
So I've got it so far in the 40 hours that I've unlocked like airstrikes of 500 kiloton, drops that are like little mini nukes. I'm over here throwing grenades that like blow up into other grenades. I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you do unlock some pretty sweet stuff. But yeah, my favorite build right now has to do with electric. The thing about the electric is that it does a lot of stun. So you need so while I might love the electric build, I need teammates with armor piercing build because I can stun like the charger. I don't know if you guys have run into the charger yet. Right, it's basically a bug that comes out that's fully armored everywhere except its underbelly, and it just runs at you like a bull. Right, and it's got full armor, so shooting it with your gun does nothing. So I have the electric builds that stun it, and then my friends just can get in position and go to town on it.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, Helldivers is amazing. I love it. I love that game. It got me. It got me, man. It got me. So yes. Chat, let us know what you've been playing. We love to hear what you have to say. And of course, over here we like to support managed democracy, right? With Helldivers. So it's going to be so fun. All right, let's check in with the chat. Shout out to D487. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, there it is. Yeah, we started a little late. Sorry. Shout out to Doggy Dog. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. See, and they're mad at Silksong for stealth dropping. I don't think it was a stealth drop. They announced it.
Yeah, they announced it,
Yeah, they announced it. So, yeah. Shout out to Graphic God. I played one half mission with him. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. And, of course, all of the graphics you see on the show are brought to you by Graphic God. I just edit them lightly and as best I can. That's the key word. Graphic God says he was playing with Jago too. Yeah, I joined the game with Jago and Doggy, and it was super late, so these two were drunk and they couldn't shoot.
Right. Last night?
Outside of a bar, and these guys were...
Yeah, I was going to come back last night, but I ended up watching TV with the wife and kid.
Yeah. Let me tell you, those two, when they're drunk, they suck. We finished a mission, and I think I had 3 times the kills they had because they were just so drunk. It's their slow reaction time. But either way, it was fun because, Jago had, an orbital strike on him, and he was waiting for bugs to come and get him. And I think someone bumped into him or something bumped into him, and when that happens, you just drop it. It's like a real world, you drop a grenade or whatever. So he dropped an orbital strike on our extraction point. And so we're like, oh, shoot, run. And we all ran, off the extraction point. We abandoned it. It was funny. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, see, Graphic God said he played with me too. Yeah. Let's see. Dog and Dog has been playing Helldivers Lunar and beat Silksong yesterday. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's see. D487 says, well, I was told the window between release date announcement and release date wasn't that long, so other indies were mad or something. Just some discourse I read about. Oh, yeah, they moved their dates to avoid Silksong. I mean, look what happened. GTA 6 moved out of this year to avoid Silksong. So, yeah.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, right.
Everybody avoided that Silksong. Yeah.
No, man, no.
Yeah.
GTA would have destroyed Silksong.
Yeah. My buddy Doggy. Whatever, Axel. Great times. It was a great time. I loved it, man. You guys were awesome. Okay. Let's get into the show here in a second. Hold on. So to start off today's show, let's start right away. So Gears of War Reloaded and Helldivers 2 cracked the top 10 together. Together, guys. Oh, hold on, I don't like this. I like this better. There we go. That way you can see our names. So, if you read this, let's get straight to it. So, They track the top 40 Xbox download chart. This is tracked by they have a company that tracks this for them and they pay for it. So
do you have a ticker this week?
I do have a ticker. Thank you for reminding me. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's just get into it. Okay, so here is the top games of the week ending Sunday, August 31st, according to the tracking software that they use. Now they say which one they use. I don't know. It's one you pay for. And so as you can see, Gears of War Reloaded, number 5, and Helldivers 2, number 6. Right? Obviously, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Roblox, the free-to-plays, dominating the top, as always, right? But, hey, Terry, what's going on here? I thought Xbox gamers didn't buy games. Yet, free, a game that's included on Game Pass, because we've been brainwashed to only play games on Game Pass. But a game available on Game Pass and a game not available on Game Pass are both in the top 10. What's going on? What's up with that?
Oh no, just there's a lot of delusion, I guess. Lots of delusion. No,
Yeah.
trust me. Xbox gamers buy games, and a lot of them will buy games that are on Game Pass as well. Either while they're still on Game Pass, or as soon as it leaves Game Pass, then they go and they buy it. So, trust me, we're buying our games. But, whatever. Let them be haters. Let them be haters.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is in the top 10, so that's still good too.
So, by the way, okay, so this data is compiled by Game Trends, formerly Game Insights, and they gathered gameplay data from over 3.1 million active accounts. Basically, if you signed up to True Achievements, they are tracking you. So if you signed up to True Achievements, you give them permission. Hey, look at what I'm playing, okay? And I'm told so 3.1 million True Achievement subscribers. This is what they're playing, and so they're just putting it out there, right?
Which is crazy because when you look at the top 10, Gears of War Reloaded, it's a new release, but it's an old game. All the games on here are old games except for Helldivers 2. They're all old games, so people aren't playing anything new. It's all old stuff, man.
You're right. All of these games are older.
These are old. Some of these games are 10 years old.
Well, look how yeah. I mean, good grief. You're right. People are that free to play. Oh, Halo Infinite's down there. Yeah. So there's the top 40. Claire Obscure still in the top 40. Farming Simulator 2025, yeah. So yeah, it's all on there, and of course they're about a week behind from everything. So take this for what it is, but yeah, I think this is great news for the what's the word I'm looking for the new strategy going forward. Fastback with Gears launching on PlayStation 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Helldivers on Xbox. Are we seeing the start of the new era of console diplomacy? That's what I'm using. I'm still in Helldivers.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing from Xbox and Microsoft, they are changing the gaming industry again by sharing their exclusives to the other platforms. Maybe not right now, not day one, but but they are, once they give the Xbox community that love, of course, it comes in Game Pass after a few months now. It seems like it's gotten shorter. Now they're heading over to the other platforms. So, and then they're dominating, at least for PlayStation, they're dominating their store. So, just making more money. And I think we're going to start seeing that. Well, we're already seeing that from PlayStation now.
Yeah, and I love that Helldivers 2 is finding so much success on Game Pass, and for a good reason. It's a good game. I mean, very rarely does a game get me where all I want to do is play that game. Literally, I don't even want to think about anything else. I'm having trouble focusing on everything else because Helldivers 2 has me hooked. It's got me hooked, man. I just got to spread democracy to the galaxy.
Yeah, because
War needs me.
I was hooked on Grounded 2, so I didn't jump in Helldivers 2 right away.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got to a point I've already pretty much done everything I can in Grounded 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I decided, all right, let me jump on Helldivers 2, and now I can see why. So it's I want to keep going so I can keep upgrading, and so I can just keep kicking butt. And then it is much more fun when you're playing with others. So
Yeah. I think the whole PlayStation 5 slate is coming. And I've always announced this that they're like, oh, we're starting with 4 games. And what have I said since then? The whole slate is going over to PlayStation. Why? Because I know how Xbox is. I've been here for so long. I'm not in denial. Do I like it? No, but I'm not in denial about it, right?
yeah, it's different. I mean,
Yeah. So I think the whole slate with Helldivers 2 making them so much money, they're going to start moving other games in. And so, yeah, I think that's going to be great. Square Enix has realized that, hey, exclusivity sucks, and they're starting to bring their whole slate over to Xbox. And most of their whole slate is entering Xbox Play Anywhere. Shout out to Square Enix. Thank you so much for doing that. But, they're not doing it on Final Fantasy Tactics. Stupid Square Enix. Yeah, so I think this era of exclusivity might be coming to a swift end, which, for better or for worse, whether you like it, whether you hate it, it's happening.
I think it's just different. I think you got to look at it. It's still somewhat exclusive, but to the publisher, or it could be like time exclusive. Because right now, that's what Xbox is doing. I guess it just depends on the game, right? They're not all going day one, so unless it's on PC.
Yeah.
So it is a different world. I mean, the younger gamers are different. They like to play on their mobile. They're playing other plays. They don't want to be sitting on the couch. They don't want to be on the console. We, like gamers like me, Jago, Doggy Dog. I want to sit on my couch. I want to sit on my lazy boy. I want to play on my console. I'm not really a PC gamer. And one reason why I want to buy the handheld, the ROG, because I can use that. I can sit on my couch. I can do whatever. Now, I do want to get a docking station for it, and I will play it like a console or PC because it's a hybrid also. So it just, the gaming industry has changed. So us old school gamers, we either adapt because at some point you may not have a traditional box, and the console could be built into your TV or whatever. It's an app. It's from the cloud. It's just changing, right? So if you want to play games, you want to enjoy games, you're going to adapt. So it is what it is.
This is true. And I had forgot to mention, I actually did that. I was playing South of Midnight off my Fire Stick.
There you go.
So
cloud gaming.
I did a little cloud gaming.
Fire Stick is an Xbox.
So
That's right. That's an Xbox, Terry.
Yep. So I was playing some South of Midnight too. So
that's great. So that's just great to hear. Of course, they launched last week, not this week. Last week, so we're finally getting that delayed information. Helldivers 2 sold 1 million units on Xbox versus in the first 6 days, almost 1 million. It was like 900,000 something, right? Versus doing the same numbers in doing those numbers later on PlayStation. For a console with only 30 million players, we sure seem to love our multiplayer games. So yeah, Xbox is the friendly box. It's definitely always been more multiplayer focused, which is why I have loved it, because the first party studios always have multiplayer, or historically did, right? Yeah. Only now in the new era are they allowed to put out games without multiplayer in mind. But I mean, like take Fastback, they did Grounded, full multiplayer. And Xbox has always had these live service games. Mm-hmm. So they have it figured out, while other companies are just starting to figure it out. And they're starting to say, we can make some money with this. We don't have to be single player only focused. Not to say there's anything wrong with those games. I think those games are fantastic. I'm just saying don't only be, while Xbox is figuring out their single player strategy, I think that's an easier strategy to figure out than the multiplayer strategy. Because trying to get gamers hooked on something is harder for them to be recurring like this is more difficult than you look, because you got to knock these boys off the top. I mean, look at this. They're 1, 2, 3, 4 this week. Last week they were 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. You know, to get in with these big boys, you gotta really bring something to the table as a multiplayer game. And my buddy Doggy talks about it here too. Yeah. He says free to play will always be on top. That's what's wrong with gaming, not Game Pass. People that say that are dumb. The free to play model has definitely shaped the young generation. Trust me. Trust me. There's my cat.
She agrees, or she doesn't. I don't know.
She's got something to say about free to play. What do you think about the whole slate? Oh, nothing to say about the whole slate, really?
No, she just stepped out. She walked away. I guess that's what she thinks of the whole slate. She just walked out, turned her back on, and left.
Oh, she's pro exclusives. So yeah, Doggy says my friend brought a PS5 just to play Fortnite with better graphics. I don't blame you, buddy. My one of my nephews is asking for something to play Minecraft, something new to play Minecraft on. So yeah, I think that's totally what happens. Shout out to Stanley Francois. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, what's happening, y'all? And chat. What's up? Xbox butter. Yeah. ND says 6-day window. Yeah, it was reported by Analytica, I think is the name of the service, that in the same 6-day window, more copies of Helldivers 2 sold on Xbox than they did on PlayStation. In other words, the first 6 days of the game being released. You know?
I believe it. We were talking about that, me and Jago.
Yeah.
I mean, the Xbox is Helldivers 2 on Xbox makes sense because we were like, it's the bro shooter box,
Mm-hmm. It was called the shooter box for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. On that. So yes. Yeah, so the 6-day window, that's what I mean, the first 6 days of release. And I believe Analytica is the person, the people that tracked it. Don't quote me on saying Analytica, but I believe that's who they are. Where can I see these Helldivers sales? I'd like to compare big and window if you don't mind. You gotta subscribe to Analytica, man. They're I just get it off the news because they subscribe. I'm not subscribing to those tracking websites. So yeah. But yeah, do I think Helldivers 2 Lifetime will outsell PlayStation? No. PlayStation has 75 million consoles, and Xbox has 30 something million consoles, just estimate, right? No, I mean the player base is obviously bigger on PlayStation, and then either of those two, either Xbox or PlayStation outsell PC. No way, not even close. But the rate of how fast it sold, I think, is much faster on Xbox, and I think it's because there was a lot of hype for it. The game launched on Xbox, 18 months? 14 months? Whatever, like a year and a half-ish after it launched. And so there's already been a lot of hype into it. People have gotten word of mouth out. People were excited. So, yeah, I think it's great for it. I'm sure PlayStation's happy with the money they're making. Whatever, they're making money. So, yeah, that's great. And it's great for us. So, yes. Shout out to Web Dave. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, and by the way, Analytica is the same source that other websites, Xbox heading podcasters used to say that Final Fantasy 16 flopped on Xbox. So take it for what it is, right? And remember, they're just using a weird metric because Xbox doesn't publish sales numbers at all. So just take that for what it is. So they're getting their information from somewhere, but it's not from official Xbox store purchases or anything. So they're taking some metric and doing something with it and then applying a number to it. So that's why they exist. So yeah. Yeah, there you go. Alinea Analytics Substack. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anything else, guys? No.
Yeah.
All right. So, Wave 1 of September is on its way. Of course, the big game here is Silksong that caused GTA to be delayed. That's right. I'm sticking with that story. I don't care. Oh, hold on. Let me change my ticker.
Wow, Roadcraft is coming to Game Pass already?
Yeah, Roadcraft coming to Game Pass. So I love this. First off, Mud Runner, Snow Runner, Expeditions, and now Roadcraft is coming. Me personally, I'm an Expeditions guy. So yeah, that's coming. Cataclysmos coming. Oh, here you go, Terry. Paw Patrol World is coming, baby. Paw Patrol World. And Nine Souls is coming to standard. Now, Nine Souls is already available on Ultimate. I played it. It's pretty dang good. It's a Metroidvania. So yeah, Nine Souls is in there. It's got a Metroidvania vibe as you have a block, parry, and dodge ability. So yeah, you better get your reactions in on that one. But the big one is Silksong. We'll talk about that much later on the podcast. But the big one is I Am Your Beast did a surprise drop. This one was no announcement, no anything. It just showed up and took off. Now so let's talk about I Am Your Beast for a second. Oh, hold on. I don't know what that is. So there we go. Here it is. So I Am Your Beast Shadow drops on Xbox. And so let me talk about that one for a minute. Get back. Here it is. Game Pass drops I Am Your Beast. So I Am Your Beast dropped into the growing list of Xbox Game Pass games on Tuesday. This game is available on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox on PC, and the title has been available to purchase since June 25th, right? But it just like, you know what? Game Pass it. And I think that's great. So this is like a... Did anybody ever play... Oh, Jesus, what was that card game? Neon White? Other than me, I played Neon White. Anybody? Fastback? Terry?
No.
Fastback? No. So this is a stylized shooter. I'm going to play this trailer here with no volume because it has a copyrighted song on it. So I Am Your Beast is a stylized shooter where you keep doing the same thing over and over, but you got to find your way out. Basically, choose the order you're going to kill these guys in and how you're going to do it. Because if you die, you go back. And it is looking good. So it's got parkour on it. And I think it's pretty dang sweet that this is coming over here. So the Game Pass power move. So for indie titles, Terry, you are the indie queen. For indie titles, what does this drop say about Xbox's evolving Game Pass strategy? Like, hey, indie titles, you can also, do a release, get your money, and then come over to the Game Pass and get even more people on there. What do you think?
I think that it all works out because this way they can, do their normal release, and then this way they can't say that, I don't know, because there are still some indie devs out there that think Game Pass is bad for them. So this gives them the opportunity to do it the traditional way, and then opt for the Game Pass model after the fact if it's not working out. If traditional isn't working out for you, or maybe traditional did work out, but you want more. Either way. But no, I think it's good. It helps give those indie games a lot more coverage because a lot of people don't just search for indies unless it's something unless it's one of those games that already has like the publicity where people are already talking about it. People aren't just actively looking up, hey, what are the new indies coming out this month? So this is a great way to for them to get better coverage and noticed and stuff and get more players. So, there's nothing wrong with them being on Game Pass.
Yeah. So, this is a good rated game. 80, that's tough to get. It's tough to be in the 80s. It's even tougher to get in the 90s. So, yeah, this is going good. It's got good reviews, right?
It reminds me of, what is that, Ghost Runner? That, I think it was called Ghost Runner. Was that what that was called?
Yeah, Ghost Runner. Also had stylized shooting. So yeah, this is a stylized shooter. When I saw this trailer, I thought it looked cool. I want to check it out. If you remember, we were watching the ID at Xbox showcase, and this was one of the ones I talked about. So I am excited for this one. Fastback, I'm your beast. Your Fastback in Game Pass. Is this going to be one of the games you eventually try out? Maybe, or perhaps.
Yeah, I think so. Because this morning I was looking at what's my next download? So is this one and the other one that they got shadow drop. What was it?
Another one shadow dropped?
No. What's the name that shadow dropped earlier? Wasn't a shadow drop.
Silksong?
Silksong, yeah. So I was looking at those two. So one of those, I'll be downloading both of those. I will be playing I Am Your Beast. So
all right.
I will check it out.
So there we go. And speaking of Game Pass, so again, I Am Your Beast. Check it out. It shadow dropped on Game Pass. No announcement, no anything. It's just there, and suddenly, bam! It shows up in the September Wave 1. So I thought that's pretty cool. But let's see. Hold on, Fastback. I gotta do this. Hold on. But I think there's a good segue to talk about Fastback and Game Pass. Vroom, vroom, take it away.
All right. Let's see. Hold on.
What have you been playing this last month, Fastback?
So, hold on. Let me get to where I can share.
Yes.
Give me a second. I'm going a little slow here. Share.
Enhance, Fastback, enhance. Enhance. So hold on. I forgot. Let me check in with the chat while Fastback is getting this on going.
Y'all see that?
Yeah. I don't see anything what you're sharing. Let's see. So, all right. So, shout out to Cyber Gunther. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Yeah, and I played. Cyber Gunther jumped in with me, Jago, and Doggy. So, shout out to him. He's pretty awesome. His diver looks pretty cool. Yeah. So, while Helldivers might have close to 900,000 or close to 1 million sales, according to D, the same website tracks only 256,000 gear sales. Hey, that's 250,000. That's not nothing. That's not nothing, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Not nothing.
Not nothing.
Not nothing, according to that to that cat. Let's see. Let's see. So, all right. Fastback, you all set? Oh no,
Yeah.
you're not.
I think I see. I thought I saw it on the screen. Don't y'all see it?
You might see it on
Game Pass?
we're not seeing it on ours.
You're not?
No. I don't think you're sharing. You have to share it.
I did. Say share.
Are you sharing window? Sharing whole screen? Sharing tab? What are you doing?
Now you see that?
Nope, don't see anything. We'll figure it out someday, Fastback. Just talk to us about what you've been playing.
All right. So by last month, so I'm a little late, so I apologize. Trying to figure out I'm using Canva. So last month I played the Rogue Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
And this was pretty good. A good platforming game. I love the colors. The dialogue's not too bad. Goes pretty quick.
The music. What do you think about the music? I think
kind of interesting how. Yeah, the music's good, but it's interesting how when you start, your character is all kind of like, I'm the best. I'm this, and then when he finds out from the what was her name from that starts off. She's like, he thinks he just got knocked out for a second. She's like,
that he's been knocked out for 3 days.
Yeah, he's been knocked out for 3 days. So like, oh no. So he's like, his town was attacked. So going at it. So I thought that was pretty good. I didn't finish it yet, but I need to go back to it. So I do recommend playing this in Game Pass.
Yeah, definitely. And that one Shadow dropped on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
far,
right.
that's got like 4.5 stars, so not bad.
I think it's amazing. I love the Rogue Prince of Persia right there. And I don't usually like roguelikes.
The next one I played Aliens Fireteam Elite.
Hmm.
So this is Game Pass. What was the other one? The other one is Game Pass. Rogue Prince is Game Pass and console only, I think. That's
Okay.
what I see because it only shows the console icon.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So the next one, Aliens Fireteam Elite, in Game Pass on console and PC. Has 4 stars so far. This was from Code Iron Studios.
Mm-hmm.
The last one was Ubisoft, but I thought they published it. I'm trying to
Rogue
remember.
Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so this is Xbox Play Anywhere and 75% off of Game Pass. So if you want to jump on this, so you have 3 other players that can play with you. I had a video, but the video didn't turn out the way I wanted. But you start off, you go on. It has that feel of Alien, and of course you're one of the Space Marines. So you head over to a space station, and once you're in there, you got to kind of you have a task to do. You have to kind of take over the get in and turn on the power and so on. And right away, aliens start coming. You start shooting. I mean, it can get a little overwhelming, but it has the feel. If you're watching the movie Alien, the music, the sound, the look of the aliens, and it can get overwhelming. Can get you're like stressed a little bit. You're trying to get ammo. Shotgun. You can change from shotgun to regular machine gun. So I did like that. I think this would be a good game to play with friends, like Helldivers 2. So if any of us, Jago, Doggy Dog, you, Axel, whoever, Terry, want to jump in this, I think this would be a good fun game together.
Nice.
The next one I played Hurdling.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Keep going.
This was from Panic. This is Game Pass on console and PC. So this had 4.5 stars. So this one's doing good so far, and I will say this is my game of the last month.
Oh really? Okay.
So I really did enjoy this because you start off in the city. Once you find your first, I mean, I don't know. They kind of look like bison or big hairy cow, or whatever. But once you find some of them, so there's a little bit of puzzle. Sometimes they're kind of trapped behind a gated fence, and you just got to get in there and figure out how to get in there. You got to help push the gate. Sometimes they will come push the gate, but once you meet a different bison or whatever, you got to go up to them, kind of tame them a little bit, kind of pet them, and then you start off the city and you go around. In the city, you'll find about 3 of them. And then you just find your way out and you come across same thing. It is kind of weird because you got to get behind them and kind of lead them where you want them to go, right? Because it's called herding, right? So you're trying to keep them straight, let them, guide them to where you need them to go. And once you get out of the city, it's beautiful. It opens up to a countryside. They seem excited. And so now you have areas where you can go, you can make them go faster, kind of bulldoze forward. They can help you open gates. They can help you move objects so you can get around. I haven't finished it yet, but definitely will give it a shot. Here, this morning I was going to play. I ended up on Wheel World again, but definitely highly recommend this. It won't take long. I think it could take about 3 hours if you play through. Finish the story. So
right on. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to play Hurdling. Thank you for reminding me of that one. Fastback, I got to get on it.
I don't understand why the screen is not letting me to share.
That is odd. Maybe after the show, you and I can get together and mess with stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Fast back in Game Pass. So there you go.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So working on the next this month, September. So far, it looks good.
That's right. That's right. Okay, moving the show right along. Where am I? Oh yeah, the Breaker series has launched on Xbox, Terry. That's right. Xbox just dropped a bold new trio of wireless controllers, the Breaker series. Let's take a look at what they said here. So they say good things come in threes. Is that true, Terry?
I guess.
And the Xbox Wireless Controller Breaker Special Edition series is no exception. This bold new family of Special Edition controllers includes Heartbreaker, Icebreaker, and Stormbreaker. Oh, wow. Okay, so for the very first time, 3 distinct Special Edition controllers are launching at the same time. Let's take a quick look at them. So first, we have the Icebreaker, and they have a little 25-second clip of this one. So they're showing off Icebreaker here first. So Terry, I love collecting special edition controllers. I don't buy vanilla controllers. I don't know why. Ever since I came over to Xbox, I found out I could have awesome controllers. I love this. So but they usually release these one at a time. Like, they release the Camel series or whatever, one at a time. Oh, here's Stormbreaker, right? They release them one at a time. And so, Terry, this time they're doing 3. Is that a good new strategy going forward?
Didn't they do? They've done that with some other ones where they had the different colors and things of the different themes for different ones. They've done that before.
No, they haven't. Name.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have, because we've showed them on the thing on here, where they had released them in like they had like a couple different ones in like a series.
Well, here's Heartbreaker.
Can't remember what
they've done like regulars and elites of the same one before, but never the 3 special editions. Not that I know of. Anyway,
I remember they did it before. I remember there was the one that had like a lot of red and stuff on it, and I just don't like red. But like, I remember you really liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there you go. Those are the Breaker series. Which one is your favorite, Terry?
The middle one. The white and black. So I would have to go with probably what they call that, Stonebreaker or something. I have to go with that one. I feel like I'm probably one like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of blue, so I just But now, I mean, they look cool. And like the Heartbreaker, or whatever they call it, kind of got like that, neon city kind of feel too. So that's kind of cool. But a lot of pink. I don't do pink, so yeah, I'll just go with the black and white. But see, it's the same thing though. They don't continue it to the back. I don't know why they won't continue it to the back.
It's because you don't look at it while you're playing the back. I guess.
You don't look at the front when you're playing either. You're looking at the screen.
Well, I mean, that's the side you're playing with. You're controlling side. You know what I mean?
I still think they should go all the way through. Complete the design all the way around. It's like you don't spend that much time looking at your controller.
No, but more side the front face side at least. The back side. That's probably why they don't even bother. I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with cost or what. But I mean, among these, I probably won't get one. I do like the black and white one myself. The wife would love the blue one. My daughter would probably like the pink and blue. So we'll see. Maybe for Christmas.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, I have enough controllers, and my daughter has a custom one with her name on it. My wife has a nice one, a blue one, bought a while back. So yeah, I'm not really big. I have enough controllers. So
yeah, like I don't collect them myself. I just have the one that came with the console, and then I have one custom one that I made on the whatever the lab thing is that they have. But like that's it. Like I don't collect controllers.
But I will say for people who do want to, these would be cool. Where I think I've seen some people where you can set up little shelves on your wall and you can place them right.
Yeah.
They do look good for that if that's what you want to do, and pick and choose. You want to use one to play, and not they look good to look at, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good.
I'd rather just get a picture of them and frame it and hang it on the wall for as an art piece. It'd be cheaper.
You don't know art.
Just say it.
Okay. Sorry about that. I missed out. So Terry, you chose the middle one. Fastback, did you choose one?
The black and white. But I was saying too that my wife would like the blue one and my daughter would like the pink and blue one.
Yeah, I think the black and white looks great, but it looks too plain to me. And I'm looking at the blue one, not enough colors. So to me, the one with the most contrast in colors is the red one, the Heartbreaker with the purple, the red, and the blue. I love that.
They all have the same. They all have 3 shades.
I know, but this one just has more contrasting shades.
They all have 3 shades.
No, all right. So like the blue is like blue, light blue, and then lighter blue, and the black one is like black, gray, and white. Whereas this one is like blue, red, and purple, which is a lot of contrasting colors, not even in the same family, and I like it. I love that. Personally, that's my pick. So yeah. Your Xbox has always been all about the controllers, and I don't know if you download the accessories app on your console, you can customize your controller even more, like the way the buttons light up and the color that the LED light turns on. It's really neat. So, we're starting to see the rise of, and even like, let's just pretend Fastback, you have a controller, your daughter has a controller, your wife has a controller. Mm-hmm. You can set it so that whichever controller turns on, it automatically logs that person in.
Yeah.
Right. So like the controller is starting to become part of the identity of people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we started to see the rise of controller identity as part of gamer branding. Because I got to tell you, man, when me and my cousin lived together for a while, we did set our controllers up to, hey, when this controller is on, it logs this person in. And I love that feature.
Yeah.
So controller identity, I don't know, for those of you that have multi-gamer households, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. And then also
have my controller. It's not a community controller.
Xbox is anywhere. The thing is, okay, when you talk about hardware, people think, PC or a console. But now we're getting to the point where you can play the games on your mobile or TV or whatever. The controller is more of the hardware now, right? Mm-hmm. So now you can buy these custom things, and so that's what Xbox is trying to do: attract your non-traditional gamers. Like, hey, here's a custom controller. You can spend a little bit of money on this, and you're spending less money on buying a console or a PC. You're playing on the app, you're playing cloud, but you got a nice controller to go with it. So I think that's one thing they're trying to do too.
Yeah. I don't know. I love controllers, but am I going to get one of these? No, just being honest. While I do like the contrasting color and I had to pick a favorite of the 3, none of these are my style, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And me and Terry were talking to earlier when you were gone that like neither one of us we're into collecting these, but those who like to collect controllers, they could, put them on a shelf on the wall and all that. And, it's kind of like art, in a way. So, yeah, it's cool for those who like that.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, this is pretty neat to me. So but Terry.
Yes.
Where did my stuff go? Here it is.
I don't know.
But Terry, we had a poll.
You all better have voted. I'm still waiting for it to populate.
It should be there.
It's not popping up yet. It's a little slow on my end.
Okay, let's talk with the chat for a minute. So yeah, they made more controllers. So yeah, Doggy Dog expect the Xbox makes more controllers than games narrative to come back. Can't disagree with that, but you know what? I don't care. I love controllers.
All right, I got it. All right.
Go ahead, Terry.
We had 6 votes. We got Breaker Series just dropped. Who's locking one in? 66%. Not feeling it. Saving my cash. Wow. I think this is the first time when we've had like new controllers, people aren't excited. like, you know. Oh, outside of what was the ones with the mushrooms? But
Oh yeah.
33% are tempted, but they're holding off, probably because they want to save that money, and no one has pre-ordered it. So
okay, there you go. Okay, Doggy Dog says they're okay, but they cost way too much. And let me tell you, Doggy buys his controllers. So yeah. If Doggy's not into it, who knows? And shout out to Glinzer. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, what? The Heartbreaker controller doesn't have a photo of Pat Benatar? Come on, man. Who's Pat Benatar?
You don't know Pat Benatar?
Who's Pat Benatar?
80s music?
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Pat Ben.
Dude, trust me, you know who she is. Like, you'll hear her songs.
It's a girl? I thought that was a boy.
No, trust me, you know her music.
Is she the one that sings Heartbreaker?
Mm-hmm.
You're a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
That one? Okay. I never knew what she looked like. I just knew her songs.
Well, it was the 80s, so they all had, like, frizzy hair.
So, yeah. Give me that hairspray, baby. Let's see. Shout out to Talos Ray. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you, buddy. Glinzer. A Souls controller would be black with you die dripping in red. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Doggy Dog. Astro Bro, come on. Hey, man. I don't know. I didn't have a stereo when I was younger. And I grew up in a super duper Christian household. If it wasn't Christian music, it wasn't playing. Just saying. Just saying. General Spartan, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, love is a battlefield? That Pat Bernard? What is love is a battlefield? Well, sing it for me, Terry.
I'm not singing it for you. I'm not singing it for you. That will not happen.
Oh, man. She did go for the bait.
But her cat will when she comes back.
Yeah. So there you go.
I turned in my karaoke. I don't do that no more. No.
All right. So here we go. Let's move this show right along. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's start talking about some more games. 007 First Light gets a release date. I don't know if you guys saw this, right? But this game is officially landing on Xbox the day after my birthday, March 27, 2026. So they had a state of play which featured 007 First Light, and that was it, right? So for that, they did this whole like car chasing. Oh, let me turn this off. They did like the graphics on this first off looked amazing. Like, look at these graphics, Terry. Don't they look beautiful? Doesn't this remind you of Bond seeing the back of a car?
No.
Driving to some getaway. Let's fast forward because there's a lot here.
Seeing a car launching off of something and exploding reminds me of Bond.
So here he is now. They have said that this is not going to be that Bond is not going to be a mass murderer. There's not going to be any, shoot everybody and everything. It's targeted espionage, right?
So you're playing Hitman.
More like Hitman, yeah.
Well, that's who's making it, right?
Hitman series,
so,
right?
Yeah.
So, with stealth is emphasized and mass murder is discouraged. Does this shift redefine what fans expect from a James Bond game? Because if you remember, James Bond has always been like, go somewhere, kill everybody, and come out. Even in the movies, he has a bunch of shootouts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of redefining a young Bond. Again, there's a young Bond, and he has a scar on his face, which is throwing me off. But are you for or against this redefined James Bond?
I'm kind of torn because when you know, being like a secret agent man, he should be stealthy. You're not supposed to, So I mean, it makes sense for like what it is, but Bond has never really followed the proper branding for, a secret agent.
Right. Bond, James Bond. I'm here to kill people and sleep with women. I'm all out of people to kill. So
I'm torn because Bond has his own flair. Everybody knows Bond by name, and you know what I mean. So it's like he's not really a secret agent man. Like everybody, you kind of know. But I don't know. It's going to be different. I feel like if you're the hardcore fan, you might get more gripes from them. But the younger audience, they might not be as familiar, so maybe they won't care as much. And if you're a fan of the Hitman series, you'll just enjoy it for the gameplay. So I mean, people can still enjoy it. I think it's just going to be the hardcore audience might be the ones that might have some complaints.
Yeah, I mean, stealth has never really been overly emphasized in a Bond game. So if this is going to be a stealth game, it better be top notch. But it is different. I mean, so let's fastback. What do you think about this? It's a license to chill, not a license to kill.
Yeah.
Are you in on it?
No, I love the 007, franchise. Probably Roger Moore is probably my favorite, just because he was a little bit more charismatic about it. But seeing this, it does remind me more of Hitman, and I know it's the same developers. So, but I want there to be a little bit more distinguished difference between the two. So, I mean, I guess once we play it, maybe we'll see some of that. But I don't want to feel like I'm playing Hitman. So I want to feel like I'm playing 007. And the movies, I mean, they don't show you everything, right? They're going to show you more of the action stuff. So of course they're going to show you when, he's shooting out everybody, trying to escape, this and that. But what did he do in between, right? So the game, you get to be able to do what he did in between to get to that point, right?
And this
he didn't always
him breaking into the event he's not invited for.
So he has to find another way to get in there, and he's not, charming his way in or whatever, So maybe, hopefully, every mission is not the same, and you're not having to try to sneak around and get in there. Maybe you do, charm your way. You do, flirt with the female or whatever, and they, you're on their guest. They invited you in with them. So I don't know. We'll see.
Are they not paying the help enough? Because this man just jumped through a window in front of the hired help. He's like, "Yo, I'm just gonna have a word with your manager." And they're all like, "Okay, take care." Like, what? Like, they're not bothered at all that some man just jumped in through the window.
Yeah. You know what? If I was hired help, I wouldn't care as long as I get paid. Just being honest,
not getting paid enough.
That's not my job. Hired security for a reason. Let them do their job. Yeah. Just saying, right? DE says, watch this, okay? He sneaks in, flowers behind the guy on the bench. Yeah. Let's see. Glinger says, younger audience wants John Wick, not Bond. Sorry, James. He's a martini, shaken, not stirred. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and he claims to be a security tester. Yeah, security failed. But let's go over it. Okay, so the last 007 game was released in 2012, Terry. 2012. Right? And in 2012, on the PS3 and Xbox 360, the PS3 got a 45 meta, and the 360 got a 38 meta. And it was a shooter. No stealth, just straight up shooting. Bad scores. Let's go to the game before that one. 007 Bloodstone released in 2010. Again, 360 and PS3. Got a meta of 64. Third-person shooter with an original story. Praise for the voice acting, visuals, but gameplay was meh. Shooters, not that. So, the guns blazing approach has not been working for Mr. Bond. So they are, they're shaking up the formula.
I don't think it has to do with guns a-blazing. I think it just has to do with the franchise. Because Bond has an older audience.
Yeah.
Like people that are in my generation barely watch Bond. It's everybody who's over the age of 40. So, I think that's more Bond's problem. Is it's an older audience, and when it comes to the older audience, it's a lot more niche for that audience to be gamers. Compared to anyone who's in their 20s or 30s, pretty much everyone's a gamer. But once you start getting over 40, less of them are gamers. So, and you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like my sister-in-law is a hardcore Bond fan. She is not a gamer. so she would never play it. But I think that's the problem with Bond. It's a franchise that doesn't grab the gamers of today. Regardless of the play style.
Yeah, and the last Daniel Craig franchise, Bond, honestly, for me, was boring. And I fell asleep in some of his movies.
That's my point, right?
So I'm a Bond fan, old school.
Pierce Brosnan was like the last Bond that
Pierce Brosnan was great, and
I haven't been excited for a James Bond game since. What was the one that came out after GoldenEye, Nightfire or something like that?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's back in the PS1 era.
I haven't really played a James Bond movie since the one that came out on the 64. The great one.
GoldenEye. Yeah.
Yeah, GoldenEye was. So I do want to play this though. I love Hitman games, but I like that. Okay, now
but when you think about James Bond games, I haven't heard anyone get excited for a James Bond game since GoldenEye.
No, you're right.
GoldenEye got big due to word of mouth.
You know what I mean? So I feel like GoldenEye is like the only James Bond video game that I can think of that I've that people played it to like a high success.
But a lot of that had to do with the multiplayer, so you could 4 controllers. That kind of started the whole craze of multiplaying for people before Halo, right? So I think that's why that was so popular.
I never played a 007 game before that or after that.
Yeah. But this does look great, though.
We're buffering apparently already.
Uh-oh.
I might switch software.
It's not buffering on my end. I got the stream up, and I haven't had a single buffer yet. So it might just be some select viewers at the moment. Maybe.
All right, so D's calling a Metacritic of 43 on this one. Let's see. Tyler Ray says the next one will be called James Wand. Oh. Shout out to LDD. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. She says, hard disagree, Terry. On what? Sorry, what were you talking about, Terry?
About the audience being older for Bond.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think for the most part, it is.
I think it is.
And Chair Walker says, dang, Terry, most of the video game podcasters I watch are over 40. Okay.
Yeah, podcasters, that's a completely different thing, man.
He might be thinking, like, so I'm 51.
The young ones aren't podcasting. They're too busy, playing their games and being glued to the screen all day. They don't want to talk to people. They want to just be on their screen all day.
But I will say
they're antisocial.
When we talk about old gamers, it's like my generation that grew up with the NES, Atari, and all that. I think we're the old school gamers. We're the old James Bond fans. We are gamers a lot. I think you have a lot of gamers now. Maybe not as many as the X Gen or Z Gen.
Because when it comes to like Gen X, though, like they're the oldest gamers that we're gonna have are gonna be mostly from Gen X.
Yeah.
But Gen X is split because gaming was still taboo for that generation. It was all about going. It was about working hard. That generation was getting jobs on their summer. They weren't, playing video games on their summer breaks from school. They worked.
My mom made me go to work when I was 16.
And even me, I'm almost 40.
Look at this. Here's a shootout section.
During my summers, I didn't get to play games. I worked. I was either working on the farm with my dad, or I was working with my stepdad with his construction business. I worked on my summers. It's just the difference in the generations. Now the kids today, they just screw around all summer break. They don't work. It's different. So
they're on their phone.
So we have older gamers and stuff, but there's fewer of them because that generation weren't gamers for that generation in comparison to millennials or Gen Z.
This actually seems pretty good.
The Gen Xers are the ones that kind of make fun of people for being gamers. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, yeah. You're right.
They see it as a wasted hobby and childish. You know, you should be out making a paycheck, not playing games.
But I will say, Gen X, we kind of were the start of making gaming cool.
Yeah.
And thanks to Nintendo and Sega and all that, and of course,
it wasn't trendy. It wasn't trendy.
No, it wasn't.
You guys were breaking new ground. So it caught on. It caught on, but again, that generation is heavily split. I would say 50-50 between being a gamer and being and not being a gamer.
I would say half my friends were gamers when I was growing up.
Oh, shoot, man. I was and still am the only hardcore gamer amongst all my friends. Now, I'm not saying that they don't play games or anything. I'm just saying out of my friends from high school that I still talk to and middle school that I still even follow on Facebook. I am still the only hardcore gamer. I was and always have been. All of them, as you said, gaming was taboo. And so they got into other habits, like, other habits. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Let's see. El Nini says James Bond is a well-known IP. Absolutely. And by the way, this action scene looks great. This looks great. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh wow, the engines turn on.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you saw the effect from that. Yeah.
Let's see. People are talking over here. Let's see. Sorry, Bond, but I'll take that new Splinter Cell instead, or shaken or stirred. There you go. Let's see. Tyler, I had to restart the stream. It was buffering. Maybe it was James Bond. Oh man, maybe.
I haven't had any buffer on mine at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen a problem on mine.
So I think it's just select people. So Blinzer was your own internet.
Chair Walker says, I worked, touched grass, and played video games with my friends during my summer, and I am 51. There you go, Gen X right there. Yeah.
I had a good balance, but I will say when I played games, I mean, there were times me and my brother, we were up all night.
Yeah.
So, there was moments but yeah.
Can't do that no more. And here's working on a farm. No farm bill needed for Terry. Yeah.
Man, I've done it all, I've done it all with man, farm life sucks. Like I don't miss it at all. I don't miss the early mornings and the working in the fields in the hot summer, getting burnt up in the sun, picking rock and baling hay. Screw that life, man. I don't miss that for nothing. I ain't going back.
My stepdad had a 1,000-acre ranch. We worked cattle. But I did enjoy the work though. There's more in my teenage years, middle school.
I would rather bale. So we also had a huge garden, We canned all of our food. So like, I would rather bale hay though than pick green beans and can them. That was like the one thing I hated. That was the chore I hated the most was picking green beans and canning them. It freaking was like is dreadful. I hated it.
The square bells, we had fields where we did square. Yeah.
Almost everybody in the area I was in did square. Round wasn't really popular where I was.
Yeah. It's more for big cattle and all that, like, ranchers.
I do chicken farm. So yeah.
I had a bunch of chickens growing up. I did a lot of chicken butchering. So if anyone needs to know how to do that.
It's easy. They're chickens. Chickens are dumb. Anyways, let's see. Doggy says, I worked for my dad, loved playing outside in the summer, and I was a total nerd gamer. Yeah, right? Let's see. D said, when people started cutting the cord, no more cable, no more Spike or TBS or whatever was airing the Bond marathons, I think might have had something to do with it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, maybe, not as many people are watching Bond now that everything's on demand.
I don't think that's a factor because there are other franchises that are older than Bond that are still relevant even without cable.
And by the way, this gameplay looks great. Like, I'm not going to lie. This game looks amazing.
This action scene, that is James Bond.
Yeah.
Like, James Bond is always quick on his feet, trying to figure out a way to get
I want to know where he's going to get. Is he going to steal this man's parachute?
That's what it looks like. It's got two silver. There you
At
go.
some point, he's gonna steal someone's parachute.
Uh-huh.
And right there it says I need to hitch a ride. So now you're trying to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
a ride. Yeah.
Once he saw them, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no. I bet you something's gonna happen to this guy's parachute. Anyways, so 007, I'm gonna ask the chat. 007 First Light
Hmm.
is dropping March 2026, the day after my birthday, March 27th. Who's suiting up? Terry, are you gonna suit up?
No, this is a hard pass for me.
Oh.
I love stealthy games, but no, I've never like Hitman has never interested me at all. So I've never played any of the Hitmans, and this is going to be basically Hitman with Bond branding. So I'm not interested.
Okay. What about you, Fastback? Are you suited up?
I'm suiting up. Let's go.
Are you getting your martini? Shaken, not stirred?
Yes. Only
right.
for James Bond.
You know, I'm very excited to see IO Interactive do something other than Hitman, but to stick in their genre of espionage, I think is good.
Yeah.
I think they're a good studio to do this. I am suiting up, you know, for sure on this one. But chat, let us know quickly, so we can move the show right along. Sorry, we got into farm talk. You know, farm. Now I'm gonna get all kinds of farming videos on my phone. I'm sure. Yeah, doggy. Keep that in mind. Where's he at? Yeah, Axel keeps giving birthday hints. Yeah. Keep it in mind. Don't write it down. Write it down. So yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give it a few more seconds here because I feel like people are gonna vote.
Yeah. Did you see D said you don't see it more as Watch Dogs? I'm like, maybe a little bit. Some of the stealth and this and that. I mean, like it's all kind of like that same type of genre. But I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is once you play the game, if it gives you the 007 feels, or if it just like is it more of a Hitman or any other stealth action game? I don't know. We'll see how well they do that. You know, to where you feel like you are 007.
And Jesus Nasty says, yes, I'm getting it. Love this company. There you go. All right. And we're going to go ahead and end the poll there. Terry, how does the chat feel?
007 First Light drops March of 26. Who's suiting up day one? 33% are locked and loaded and agent ready. Another 33% are waiting for intel, and another 33%, three-way split. License revoked. This is not my Bond.
Wow,
there you go.
That's damn.
Wow, three-way split. Ooh, that's we've never had that before.
No, so exactly three people voted each way.
I was the first one. Yeah, I'm locked in. That's what me. So.
All right. So yeah, let's move the show right along here. Let me fix my ticker. All right. So Perfect Dark, nearly saved by Take-Two. So this one hurt me. I hated hearing the cancellation of Perfect Dark, as I love Joanna Dark. I love the whole Elvis alien thing.
Yeah.
So Perfect Dark is still canceled, unfortunately. The game almost had a fighting chance for a moment, but some unfortunate layoff derailed any of those plans. All right, so as reported by Bloomberg, Perfect Dark is officially done. What makes it worse is knowing that the game was almost saved for a second there, but it all ultimately fell through. The game certainly had the potential to be one of the best Xbox games. Agreed. Crystal Dynamics, which is now owned by Embracer Group AB instead of BC, I guess, I don't know, was forced to cut staff and abandon Perfect Dark once more due to not finding a new funding partner. The crushing part is that it seemed like things were going so close to being sorted. The talks were between Embracer Group and publisher Take-Two, with the latter planning to purchase the game from Microsoft, which owns the rights. Take-Two would then fund and publish the game, allowing development of the awesome-looking Perfect Dark title to progress. Huzzah! It all seems so perfectly set up, but alas, not all good things are meant to be. Sadly, none of the parties involved could come to an agreement on who would have long-term ownership of the Perfect Dark franchise.
Yeah, I can't see, even though Microsoft hasn't been doing anything with it, I can't see Microsoft selling off that franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. This information has all come from a group of people who requested to remain anonymous. Blah blah blah. Okay. So there you go. So apparently, I don't see Microsoft selling the rights to
Why
Perfect Dark.
doesn't, since they have the
But they're not
rights?
doing anything with the rights either, Terry.
I know, that's what I'm about to say. Since they own the rights, how come they don't become the funding partner for it?
They were. It's just that,
They were.
the Quadruple A studio got shut down before they could turn into Quadruple A.
I mean, Microsoft doesn't need that for Microsoft doesn't need that. They easily can fund this project.
They could. They could.
Especially since they don't have to worry about the overhead for Crystal Dynamics, since that's under Embracer. So they're not funding the whole studio. They would just have to fund the project.
Yeah, and that's the question. Should Microsoft let go ownership of the franchise? They're not doing anything with Perfect Dark Fastback. They greenlit this and then they canceled it. The last Perfect Dark game was what? Perfect Dark Zero. What was it? Perfect Dark.
The last one I could think of was Casino Royale, but
No.
They had to have something after that.
That's 007.
Oh yeah, I'm something. It was the Zero, Perfect Dark Zero, the prequel.
Zero. I think it was Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, Perfect Dark Zero on the 360. So the 360 has come and gone. 8 years of the Xbox One has come and gone. 5 years of the series.
They had
has come and gone.
They had the remake of Perfect Dark with the rare replay.
Yeah, but remakes. I'm talking originals.
Originals. That was the last release. Was Perfect Dark remade for the rare replay release? Just putting that out there. They just did that. They enhanced. It was enhanced. I mean, they did that with Halo. They enhanced it.
They enhanced it. All right, so Perfect Dark Zero was released November 17, 2005. 2005. It's been 20 years since the last one, and 25 years from Perfect Dark, the OG on the N64, which I love. Fastback, should Microsoft just let this go? I mean, they're not doing anything with it. Help me out here, Fastback.
What? Okay, so Initiative Studio was opened, right? Led by former Crystal Dynamics Daryl Gallagher.
Yeah, and
this is back in 2018.
Crystal Dynamics to help make this game.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
So if they felt the game was not in the right frame to really, like, it was going to help, I think they instead of releasing it after spending all that money, and the game wasn't really in the right frame that they thought it would be or should be, then why publish it, release it, and then get all that smoke and criticism, and then it waste some money. So now
that's probably why they, because didn't they say that the trailer and stuff they showed was stuff that doesn't really exist?
Yeah. So
they were funding a project and nothing was done with the project.
And who was the guy that left the initiative that went back to Insomniac? Remember?
The fighting guy, wasn't it? The combat guy, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't know his name, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he left at a certain point, and I remember there was an article where they showed, Phil was over there, playing whatever they had, and they showed Phil playing the game, right? Of course, they didn't show the game, and then the guy's daughter was there with them, or Phil's daughter, and they mentioned, oh, the daughter liked it, but maybe it was just one part of the game that they, and then when the actual overall game was not really like that, so to me, I feel like
it sounds like Platinum Games all over again.
I know, and that they made a lot of money off of Xbox. Xbox kind of backed off, because remember, there for a moment there was criticism. Oh, the gaming industry, we don't want to put crunch on the, you want to stress out the developers, blah blah blah. So Xbox had that offhand approach. Hey, here's the money. take your time. We'll help you out when you need us. Blah blah. But then when it came down to okay, now, all right, we're ready to this game to come out. What do you got? Show us. No, this don't look good.
See, I wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like they should maybe, instead of flat out canceling it, maybe it's temporarily canceled. Maybe Microsoft.
Yeah, it could be.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe Microsoft is trying to
dead.
figure. Maybe they're trying to find a new team to take it on. But
Yeah.
maybe a lot of the studios they have are already working on projects. So maybe they're just going to shelve it until they get one of their current projects finished and then put the team on it.
Mhm.
So who knows? Maybe they're just gonna put it on the back burner for the time being.
Oh, it was Drew Murray who left.
Drew Murray, yes.
Former design director. So to me, they've had, whatever's going on there, like he left and then Gallagher came in and you got Crystal Dynamic. But whatever's going on, it didn't work out. And then here we are, we're hearing Crystal Dynamic and the other publishers, Take-Two, whatever, are trying to buy it. Xbox is probably like, well, they maybe didn't like the deal because they felt like they weren't getting,
It's not like Xbox to have
a little
done
bit
so
more
much on
in
this.
their favor.
Yeah, Xbox had already done a lot of it on this, and then Take-Two, they want the rights to it though.
Yeah, I don't think
I'd
they
be
want
like,
to give
no,
it.
I'd be like, no as well.
That's taking too much. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They just want a team to work on it. They don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah,
I
so
think this is a serious stumble on Well, for me because
I think part because
franchise.
they had hands-off approach.
Mhm.
And they didn't keep these people in check. You got to have a schedule. You have deadlines. And now when it came down to time, okay, show us what you got. No, they don't look good. Sorry. Now they could go look at developer studios that are already established that have been doing well, like maybe Obsidian can take it on, or even IOI with this. After they're done with the releasing the new James Bond.
No, I wouldn't want AOI, or I wouldn't want them making this because their style game.
Well, I get it. That this is not about stealth, right? Yeah, I know dark, but
it's got to be it needs a little bit of campiness because of the whole alien thing.
But honestly, too,
it's not their flavor.
I know there's a lot of people that like Perfect Dark franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I love.
Again, it's an older franchise. It's not as popular nowadays. So part of it could be too, like when they look at the metrics, they don't see excitement. They don't see people out there as excited for this game, and so they're not going to sit there and.
I'll be honest. This gameplay here did not get me excited because to me this looked more like Deus Ex than Perfect Dark to me.
And I like Deus Ex, so
So to me this was also off-brand for Perfect Dark. I mean, they had a lot of the gadgets and stuff in it, but it's just the overall look and feel of this game from what they were showing here. This is not Perfect Dark to me, so I was not as excited.
For me, Perfect Dark is not a popular title now.
I agree with that.
Wouldn't even. It's not even worth putting more money into it. Just put it back on the shelf and maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say just shelve it until they can get a team that is capable of handling it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And going from there, I'm actually surprised they didn't. I know everything with Rare kind of got all wonky, but it would have been kind of interesting if they could have just taken it back on.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do well with that other game that was supposedly working on that, and that got canceled too.
Well, let's not get into all the canceled games.
We got a trend on this going on.
I like what Joe Walker says here, right? I saw another report that said that they were looking for $100 million more to continue developing the Perfect Dark. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So they were there is insider reports that Perfect Dark needed an additional $80 to $100 million to reach completion after Xbox canceled it.
That's ridiculous.
2018.
What did they do with that money? What did they do with that money? They must have just been paying themselves, facts, not actually working.
Yep. That's what I think.
$100 million is 30% of a typical AAA game. This game already had 5 years in, and you still need $100 million more to finish it. No wonder it got canceled. I don't know who was the head of the Crystal Dynamics guy. was the head of the studio.
Gallagher?
Yeah, right. He was the head of the studio, right?
The Initiative and Crystal. So
Well, no, but he left Crystal to come to run the Initiative.
Yeah, when Dave Murray left to go to Insomniac, that's when Gallagher kind of took over.
maybe there was some bad blood between him and Crystal, and so maybe they weren't working well together. You know, he left Crystal to be with another company to have to work with Crystal. That just seems like a bad mix.
Yeah, Daryl Gallagher was the head of the Initiative since 2018. So
yeah,
I don't know. We brought him in because he did such a good job on the reboot of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people were hoping for, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you have success like that, but then you get this and you can't launch it with the budget that Microsoft gave. I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah. Let me see if I can find this.
Who was the studio that made Mirror's Edge?
That's an EA game.
That's an EA. But what studio though? Did EA actually make it, or they're just the publisher? Like who's the studio?
They're the publisher, of course.
Yeah. So who's the studio? Who made Mirror's Edge?
Hold on, I'm looking at this one.
So I feel like that with that would probably kind of in that kind of realm would kind of still work for
DICE. Was it DICE?
For Perfect Dark.
DICE, yeah, DICE made it. And who's doing Battlefield now? So apparently, Microsoft had already invested between 50 and 70 million. So yeah, so they were asking for another 100 million, and God knows how much more time.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. Microsoft can't penny pinch too much, but I mean, it's not like
it's like people think.
I mean,
that just because Microsoft has tons of money in the vault, that doesn't mean they can just throw all that money on one project. Every project has a budget. Especially, and if you don't meet the schedule and the budget in time, you're done.
Especially when they have to think about the projected sales that the game's going to get based on the popularity of a franchise. And we all agree that Perfect Dark is a lesser known IP.
Yeah.
You know, our generation, us older gamers, we are familiar with it. But you know what I mean? That's about it. So unless they start, I don't know if they did. Did they put Joanna Dark in Fortnite? I was gonna say unless they put her character and like have her cameo and stuff, no one's gonna know anything about her.
Yeah, true.
So their sales would probably be lower because even Tomb Raider is a well-known franchise, but the sales on Tomb Raider are really small every time.
So 2018 and we're in 2025, almost a decade. 3 years away from a decade, so that's 8 years to make a game, and nothing's developed. I mean, hold on.
Refresh. Okay, I just refreshed. It looks like it's up. I see the poll. Yeah, shows up on my end.
Okay. Are we back on? Are we back on? Sorry
it
about
looks like
that.
It's me, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. That's what I get for reading the chat. I'm just kidding. Sorry about that. It just suddenly said no data. And then now it says excellent connection. Everybody good? Everybody seeing us? Sorry about that. All right, let's see. El Nini says, Take-Two was the only hope. No Perfect Dark for a long time. GG. I agree with El Nini here. Yeah, El Nini says, money laundering, maybe. Yeah. Funny, people were wanting Xbox to just give away their IP. So dumb. Yeah, I don't agree with giving away the IP, but yeah.
Yeah.
Doggy says, business is to make money, not pay people to do jack crap. Right? Some people find out the hard way, trust me. An extra 100 million? They thought Microsoft was a perfect mark. Oh, good play of words there, Glitch. I love it. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, buffering. I'm not a developer, but I'm not seeing the outcome of these games cost more money to make. Developers, the reason they cost more money is because the amount of money you pay people goes up.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to, man. The cost
especially now that developers have unionized.
Yeah, you got unions and the cost of technology too, because They're using more and more technology,
Mm-hmm.
so that keeps getting more expensive.
Yeah, so I don't know. The initiative was supposed to be a quadruple A studio. They brought in a bunch of high names. Daryl Gallagher,
Murray from
Murray,
Insomniac.
all those people. You know, but was Microsoft vision for the initiative too ambitious, or do you think it was just mismanaged?
Mismanaged, 100%.
Mismanaged.
All right.
You have other studios that Xbox has that have done well and already released multiple games. No, yeah, sorry, no excuse.
Yeah. So this one hit home for me because I really like Perfect Dark. I really wanted it to come in, and so to see Perfect Dark canceled and just lose the light of day, it hurts. It hurts my soul. Hurts my soul. Time to play a game.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and so, but it's not the end of Xbox. It's not the end of gaming. This happens a lot, not just to Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But there are many other games out there. Maybe an indie studio can do something similar to what Perfect Dark was, and kind of prove themselves, and maybe they might get Xbox's attention and say, "Hey,
or pitch themselves." I mean, if we can get a quality studio that's indie,
yeah,
that has some games in their portfolio that they could pitch themselves to Microsoft and be like, "Hey, we'd like to take on the project. Here's what we've done."
Mm-hmm.
They could probably an indie studio. They're used to working with smaller budgets. We'll say it with that. They're used to working with smaller budgets and pulling off some crazy stuff. So I think it could be a better outcome, potentially, depending on the studio.
Yeah.
To go with an indie.
Like franchises like Perfect Dark that are not as popular. They've been out for a while. I think you need to start off small, make a good solid game to start off, right?
Yeah.
And whether it's from an indie, and then you go from there. Because if you look at like State of Decay, between how the first game and the second one, how that's come along, and now the third one is coming along now. Now they got a big budget. They're part of Xbox. You got to prove yourself. So Initiative did not.
Yeah, the initiative is just I don't know. It's just I'm sad. I'm sad about it. We'll see what happens, and I hope that other games don't suffer this fate.
Well, not the last.
It won't be the last, but
It won't be the last, but we'll see.
Talking about games suffering this fate. Let's move on to the next subject. Another salty subject. Are you ready? Yeah, we're cruising the show right along. We might actually hit the 2-hour mark here, which was my goal, to make it shorter.
Good answer. Initiative needed more initiative.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, so let me scroll up here. Get this ready. Oh, sorry, Terry. We had a poll.
I was wondering, we're about to lose it in the chat. Okay. Should Xbox sell the IP for Perfect Dark? 63%. Let it go. New owners with a fresh game. 27% said shelf it, wait for the right moment. And 9% said keep it unfinished. The legacy matters.
And El Nini says super mega mismanaged. Blooper Team has released 2 games. 3 will be next year with Silent Hill remake in less than 3 years. Oh, I agree with that. And it's not a Silent Hill remake. It's Silent Hill something in Japan.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. Sometimes having a bigger budget can be bad if you think about it. Yeah. The initiative needed more initiative. Yeah, Glazer, they needed to what is it that you tell Mike? What is it that guy tells Mike that he needs to focus or whatever? Yeah, I agree with all of you. All right, here we go. So let's get a little salty. Pete Hines says subs are needed. Subscriptions need dev support to matter. No kidding, dude. But that's not the part. That's not the part of the article that people are going with. So, this article, games on Steam. Share this tab. This article comes from DBL Tap. I don't know what DBL stands for. But and so 24 years at Bethesda with Pete Hines, there's no question that the company is not the same. But you want to know what the original article said, Terry? Do you want to know what the console war gamer clickbait article said?
Tell me.
Let me tell you something. Let me find it because I'm so upset right now. I'm just shaking. I'm shaking. Here we go. This comes from IGN, and it says, former Bethesda executive says gaming subscription services are what Jack without proper support for game developers. And everybody started hampering on Game Pass.
Oh my gosh.
Game Pass is not sustainable, Terry. Game Pass is not profitable. Game Pass is the bad guy. So let's see. All right, so
whenever someone doesn't have the hand in the cookie jar, they have to complain about how it's bad. It's like, psh.
First off, let me tell you, like, this is a long read, and I read all of it.
Wow.
And it's just Pete Hines talking about where he began gaming all the way to when he got out, right? And then talking about, well, since I've been out, these are the things that concerned me. And Pete Hines, I'm just throwing this out there, has always been relationships with developers first, employees second. In the years that Pete Hines was at Bethesda, they had 0 layoffs. 0 layoffs. This guy took care of his employees. So first off, this is not a jab at Pete Hines. Pete Hines is a great guy. Okay? I'm not the one stirring the fire. IGN did. I'm just reading it. And Pete Hines, he's sticking to his gun. Treat people well is basically what he's saying, right? And he's always concerned for the people. So, yeah. And so once Bethesda sold to Xbox, guess what? They had layoffs, right? So when they were by themselves, they had 0 layoffs when Pete Hines was there. Pete Hines leaves, layoffs. Just throwing that out there. Throwing it out there to everybody, okay? So this article was all about Pete Hines talking about how great things were and blah, 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 right? So let's look at the word Jack. Look how far down on the article this is. All the way down here. And this is the part that's making the headlines down here. All right, so I'm just going to... This is like still a long read because of it, right? So he's basically talking about his concerns about the gaming industry shift towards subscription models and the erosion of creative freedom and undervaluing the content creators. So basically, he's saying that because subscription models via quantity and engagement numbers over quality, that it's going to change the way games are made. And because people are more concerned now about quantity, then it's going to undervalue content creators because they're not going to create. They're just going to churn out the next DLC, churn out the next package, whatever, right? The live service model, if you will, right? He warns that services like Game Pass risk collapsing if they don't properly compensate the people making the games, which is true. Game Pass is a sub. I can subscribe to Game Pass just as easily as I can unsubscribe to Game Pass. That easy, Terry, like that. Right? Game Pass can lose its value to me in an instant. Why? Because it's easy. It's easy. Just unsubscribe, right? So, Hines fears that games may soon be designed for attention spans, not for artistry. Yeah, so the young generation, Fastback, you were talking about this earlier. Mm-hmm. People just scrolling their TikToks. Short form content is really the king right now. And, these short spans, and I can attest to this with my nephew. I wanted him to play Batman, Arkham, which is one of the greatest single player games of all time. And he didn't even want to read the prompts for the tutorial. He just wanted to go in there and just start killing everybody and doing everything and not being not being stealthy, not being Batman, basically. He just wanted to Fortnite it, if you will. So I can attest to that. That is true. So yeah. So that's that's the gist of the entire interview. You can read it all because even though that what I just summarized is about 5 or 6 paragraphs worth of this interview. So Terry, are subscription models killing creativity, or are they just, changing the rules? I mean, Netflix has done it. The music industry has done it. And he does talk about the music industry in here, basically saying that a lot of the music industry is now algorithm-driven compromises. It's not really the reason I feel that the current music sucks is because it's not great like our music used to be.
Yeah.
So he's drawing some parallels there. Are subscription models killing creativity, and is the gaming industry next?
I mean, it might be like a partially responsible in its own way, but honestly, for me, I think that the biggest issue is not the subscription model, because I feel like creativity has been kind of fading out for a long time before the subscription model popped in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I feel like it's one of those things where everything's been done. It's hard to come up with a new story and do all these new things because everything's already been done. And anything you make is going to be compared to something else because it's all been done. So it's hard to be creative. And then when you do try to be creative, so it's going to be hard for developers too, because when it comes to gaming, gamers are so judgmental and critical. And, so it's like, they want everything, and when you don't, and then when you fall short in one spot, they'll just rip you a new one. Like they're so easy to be dissatisfied, and they're so hard to please.
Yeah.
So how can you work in an environment where you're creating something as an artist for a consumer base that behaves like petulant, spoiled children? All right. How can you get excited to work for something where you know that you're gonna be in the spotlight for something stupid? They're gonna nitpick the dumbest little thing that's in your game and make it seem like your entire game is that. And then the game will just fizzle out before it even can come out because of bad publicity. Because we are now in because of social media, we are now in the generation of being reactionary instead of actually learning the facts about stuff. We just read a headline. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I'm
that's the point. Like, take the.
I'm going to blacklist this or that because it has this or that without actually looking into it any further. You're just going to instantly go off of a headline, and a lot of the time stuff's not true either.
Look at this headline.
A lot, so like that, like a couple weeks ago when we were doing you had me do the thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the guy trying to talk smack about the game, and it's like it's so freaking out of context, and that's the problem with gaming is they'll go and they'll see an article like that and they'll think that's how the game is, and then everybody jumps on that bandwagon when in reality the guy who wrote the article is just a twat. So it's just it's hard to be creative in that kind of an environment, and it's the consumer base. Gamers are killing the games, We're now at that point where it used to be they would have creative freedom. They would make the game the way they intended, and what you see is what you got. Now we're in an environment where they make their game. The gamers now dictate. Well, we don't like this or that. Change it. So now they no longer have creative freedom. They're constantly trying to bend the knee to all of the loud minority. And changing game endings or changing DLC or changing, they'll rewrite a character because they're constantly trying to, please everybody, and that's killing creativity. So it's easy to blame.
Chasing that algorithm, baby.
It's easy to blame the subscription model, but no, I blame gamers. I blame gamers and I blame social media and everybody being reactionary and being and that's the problem. Let the artists create what they have in their vision, and they need to. It's good when they want to get feedback from their fan base, but there needs to be a fine line between letting the gamer dictate the game versus having the gamer give you like ideas for a game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yes,
like
so-
get their ideas for what they want and use that for your next game. You know, don't change your whole game because people are, you know what I mean? They need to stop doing that. All this backpedaling and trying to cater to everybody. That's killing the creativity.
I agree with everything you said. But his thing is that, like, you know, with game subscription models, that basically developers are just going to iterate, kind of like, you know, Call of Duty has gotten into this groove of the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, and the creativity of Call of Duty. A lot of people have said that Call of Duty is not Call of Duty anymore. It's chasing that Fortnite money. It's chasing the Fortnite algorithm of skin, and out of context skins. And I'm just using Call of Duty because we covered it last week, so it's fresh in my mind here. But you know, he's talking about this that studios are becoming iterative studios, and so you know, I think free to play games kind of led this more than subscription models did. And live service games have led this more than subscription models did, because live service games, you know, if that battle pass doesn't drop, you're going to lose players. If that battle pass doesn't drop, you're going to lose players, right? So developers are now entering the grind, you know, like the crank out content to this, crank out content to that. Oh, hey, I have an idea for this. Screw your idea. Crank out content for this, you know? And that's basically what he's saying, that the subscription model is making that as well, that instead of getting new creative ideas, you're going to get iterative ideas. So that's what he's talking about. Well, I agree with everything you said, Terry, that gamers are doing what they're doing. He's talking about the iterative or iteratization
No,
of gaming.
because then we have the indie devs. They're the ones that are creating and taking the risks. All your big studios are trying to play it safe, and they are the ones that and they're just so it's not just this.
I agree with you on that one. You know, but they said the same thing about our generation. Back from the dead. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says good morning, everyone. Let's see. And shout out to Lady Gamer 1980. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, hey, I'm in bed due to struggling and stressing out with my mental health. Apart from that, I'm fine. Hey, it's good to see you here. It's good to see you around.
Yeah, good to see you, lady.
Yeah, it's super good that you're here. Hey, thank you so much for making time for us. We appreciate you. And by the way, everybody, if you're lurking in the background just listening, we want you to know you are also the real MVP. We appreciate you. Jesus Nasty says, vocal minority is always the loudest. Yep, I agree. Oh, here we go. Cougar Man 69. Thank you so much for jumping in. You are the real MVP. He says, good morning to the tribal chief of Xbox, Axel. Everyone should acknowledge you. That's right. Put him up, everybody. Put him up in the chat. Acknowledge me. I love it. Let's see. Lots of good stuff in the chat. Let's see. Elneny says, Blooper Team just released a new IP. Yeah, they are. Let's see. Back from the Dead says, live service, microtransaction, and battle passes don't kill games or create fun and engaging content. Or create fun. Okay, so they're basically nothing?
It's a two-part. It's a two-part.
Oh, is there supposed to be a period in here somewhere?
No, it's a two-part. He continues it. It's a two-part message.
Oh, okay.
That's part one.
The lack of fun and engaging content kills games. How about more microtransactions if it keeps my attention longer? Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to 108 Dragons TV. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
There needs to be a balance. There has to be a balance, because you get a lot of these free-to-play games. They just want to push the microtransactions, and the games aren't fun.
Yeah. So Fastback, are subscription models adding to the serialization of that's happening in the gaming industry? You know, where the chasing the cash cows, the content. Come on, attention spans are low. We need the next battle pass. We need the next whatever. You know what? We need the next version of this. I mean, for a while there, Forza was releasing every other year.
Yeah.
And I thought that kind of sucked, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Microsoft, and every year you get Maddens, every year you get FIFAs. So
That's
I
the sports model, though. So I
yeah,
so that
but I'm just using them as an example because every year you got a Call of Duty,
yeah.
right? So the serialization of gaming has happened, and on some of our favorite titles, and you can't deny the money they're making. Mm-mm. But is it killing creativity? Pete Hines is focused on creativity, and he's saying that subscription models like Game Pass need to keep that creativity alive. So, is Game Pass killing creativity?
No, I don't think so. There might be. I mean, there might be some studio like big franchises, big studios that are just churning out. They're like an assembly line, right? So sometimes if you become a assembly line, you kind of lose that soul, that
Mm-hmm.
creativity. You're just putting together a product and black and white, and that's it. Because you got to get it out on time, and you got to start making money.
Mm-hmm.
So there be some aspect of that. It just depends on the studio and who's managing it, to where they're not giving the people time to come up with something new, fresh. But there also could be that gap there, where there are studios like let's look at Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
You have people there that were creative. They came up with something that was great. It was a gem, right?
Absolutely.
But as those guys are now in that retirement already out, and what you have left that's controlling Bungie are not the same as those original Bungie developers. So sometimes you're going to have a lack of talent in these studios, and so you're not coming up with the creativity, but you still got to make a product. So sometimes your product is going to be a little stale there for a while until you get the right people, the right management. So this is nothing new. I don't think subscription is not the reason why. And Pete Hines, he's been there, like he's an old school guy like us, or
Mm-hmm.
that he's been in the industry for 20 something years. And yeah, at his time when he came in, they were fresh, young. It was all about creativity and this and that. Maybe they were on some drugs to kind of help come up with some of these ideas.
Oh,
You never know, because maybe that's why music, maybe the drugs nowadays just doesn't do it for the music and the movies
Jesus.
and this and that. Back in the day, the 60s and 70s, a lot of stuff that came out, and like y'all said, a lot of stuff that's already come out. We had great people back in the day that came out, books, movies, scripts, very creative stuff, like Star Wars. But now we're getting to a point where a lot of stuff is all just a copy and paste. And so sometimes there's a struggle there. But subscription services also help indie. We're in the indie heaven,
oh yes.
where
Indie,
we
indie
have
games are
tons
amazing right
of,
now.
because those people can take their time and be creative. Yeah, they do need money. They got to survive. Maybe they're working another job and while they're making their game, but they can be creative and bring something that is unique to the game industry, which we've already seen, right? And we're seeing that in Game Pass. So Game Pass is not is not killing everybody. It's just that not everybody has that talent or the means to be able to pump out something that's creative, and it's just an assembly line. This is nothing new. If you go back to Atari days in the beginning, when Atari first, it was all new. Oh wow, man, these games are great. Good console, home console. But then it got to so popular, where even the guy who created ET, ET was a piece of junk because he had to do it in a certain amount of time. Hey, this movie, we got to get it out. The movie's coming out. We got to get this game out. Get it out. Do whatever you got to do. So he did, and look what happened. So this is nothing new. When the industry's got to pump out, keep pumping out that stuff, you're going to get junk for the majority of the time. And I don't even think free to play really killed it, because it is popular. A lot of people, that's the reason why majority who buy a console, now they just play Call of Duty or Madden or whatever, and that's all they want to play. They don't care. Just give them content, give them fresh fresh skins and this and that, and that's all they are going to play. Now, gamers like us, we want some creative stuff, and I think Game Pass has helped us kind of get to easier to get to that and play it without the risk of paying for it and then you don't like it. So I think Game Pass subscription service, like even like Netflix, where they've been able to branch out and find writers, directors, people from other countries, hey, we need something new, fresh. And I think Netflix is a prime example of how you can manage a subscription service. You just need to go out there and find the right people and not just rely on a certain group to keep pumping out the same junk. So, yeah, you just got to find balance, and you can't expect everybody to give you quality and creative stuff. It'll come from somewhere, but not where you expect it sometimes, right? So,
yeah, and so very, very good points to both of you. This is all great, and that's the point of this, is to have some feedback. So I don't know how to take it from where you took it. you guys have already covered it. Now, you know what? Let me just talk to the chat. Let me talk to the chat.
Yeah, chat's got some great ideas.
Chat's got some stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Battle passes aim at its core, so you don't have to buy. You know what? I think Microsoft has done more to enhance creativity of battle passes than anybody, because they're the ones who made it so that battle passes never expire, starting with Halo Infinite. If you recall this, right? If you bought a battle pass on Halo Infinite, it's yours forever, and you can put your battle pass points to unlock it however you want. And now, I'm playing Helldivers. Guess what? On the battle passes there, I can unlock them whenever I want. I can put medals into them whenever I want, however I want. So shout out to Microsoft for putting that creative process that is great for gamers, that doesn't put pressure on me to just play one game, right? Let's see. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. So Wonder Dragon TV says, when a big AAA game comes out and pushes everyone to the side, AAA is killing gaming like GTA 6. Make it make sense, please. Silksong just came out and it pushed everything else out of the way. It made GTA delay for a year. I will never stop saying that.
You're not spinning that one again, are you?
Hey, it is a fact. Yeah. Glitcher says Game Pass is akin to subscribing to those monthly magazines that came with a demo disc, and those magazines were huge successes. Absolutely agree with that. Back from the Dead says the devs at Double Fine were definitely on something during the development of Psychonauts 2, and you know what? It was fantastic.
Hey,
it was fantastic.
Smartphone, because Steve Jobs was on shrooms and stuff in the desert. So
yeah,
whatever.
Cougarman asks, how many Xbox T-shirts do you own, Axel? Maybe like 6 or 7 total Xbox T-shirts. All right, so Game Pass might make developers feel pressure to deliver frequent bingeable content to keep subscribers engaged. Riskier experimental titles could be sidelined, but again, the indies have been driving the industry forward. I think that happened before Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think it happened before Game Pass. That's all I'm saying, right? Battle passes, the tier progression systems, they do repetitive tasking. They can make the game loop feel super boring, which can lead to what's the word I'm looking here? Formulaic gameplay loops, right? If the loop doesn't engage you, you're out. Because that formulaic gameplay loop, it could make it seem like you're just playing the same thing over and over again just to unlock the next thing, and that sucks, right? Free to play itself, in my opinion, is the biggest killer right now. They rely on microtransaction, cosmetic economics, and engagement farming, if you will. They need those streamers, if you will. They need to constantly update. I think free-to-play games have to update and monetize more than any other gaming media we have, which leads to these forever games. And if you saw the top 10 earlier in the show, you know what was up there, Terry? Forever games. So I think that free-to-play has done more to kill creativity than anything else, more than battle passes, more than subscription services. That's all I'm saying. And, if you're a third-party dev, if you took that Game Pass money, you knew what came with it. And if you're a first-party dev, then you know what? You're part of the Game Pass cycle. Just saying. People don't act surprised. Like, if I've got a job at 343, guess what I'm going to be doing, Terry? Making Halo content, right?
Yeah.
Would it be mean for me to be like, you know what, guys? I think 343 or Halo Studios, as it's now called, I think we should make a fantasy RPG. Does that sound like something Halo Studios would do?
If it's a Halo themed one, they can.
No. Back in the day, fantasy RPG. I'm talking
Hey,
about Magic
hey,
Wand.
Doom made the switch. Halo can do it.
I mean, I guess now that they did it. Yeah. You know what I need? I need a Halo Metroidvania. That's what I need. Anyways, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if you go to a studio as a dev, you know what you're working on. It's not a surprise. And after you do some time there, yeah, you can suggest a new one, like Todd Howard. A guy that was under Pete Hines. Todd Howard suggested Starfield for 20 years before he got greenlit. And Todd Howard's the man. He's like got a loud voice. So he's over there talking about serialization when it took him 20 years to greenlight Starfield. Just throwing it out there, guys.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Glitcher says Axel would change 343 to 1234. That's right, 1234, 1324 Studios. Yeah, 1324 Studios. Absolutely. Anybody got anything else to say about this topic?
Mm-mm.
I think Pete Hines is right. Subs do need dev support to matter. That's why Xbox went on a buying spree to get all these devs. And now it's time to make content. And they gave Perfect Dark 8 years and canceled it. 8 years is a long time in game development. Don't you think, Terry?
It depends on the game.
Yeah, but all I'm saying, 8 years is a long time. Yeah. I'm just saying, back from the dead. I played Halo Metroidvania, right? Me too. But you know what, Terry? We asked the chat a poll. How do they feel about this?
All right. Are devs thriving in the Game Pass ecosystem or just surviving? 64%. Game Pass is dev heaven. 21%. Sub models kill studio creativity. And 14% still figuring out the balance.
There you go. All right. We got some people in the chat. But you know what? Talking about creativity and all this, there was a certain game. Hold on. There was a certain game. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, do I want to do it like this? And hold on. I got to see how it looks if I get rid of the ads. It looks good. Okay. There's a certain game that came out and was announced 6 years ago to be releasing the next year. So it got 5 years worth of delays, Terry. And it is our main topic here, and that is none other than Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong. Day one on the subscription model that Pete Hines just criticized, if you will, or warns against, right? And even though it's on the Game Pass, Terry, Silksong released, made GTA 6 delay, okay, and in the process, it crashed Steam, it crashed the Nintendo eShop, it crashed the PlayStation Store, and it 100% crashed Xbox Store. This game crashed stores when it released because so many people were buying it, Terry. Over 500,000 Steam users at its peak. All right, and I use Steam because they're the only ones who share data, right? So, Terry, what do you think? Isn't this awesome for Silksong?
It's awesome for Silksong. I don't think
do you think GTA did the right move on
this has nothing to do with GTA.
on delaying for Silksong?
GTA has their own problems. Okay, Silksong wasn't one of them.
I mean, look at this. Over 500,000 players consistently on Silksong. And right now, as of this moment, as of 10 o'clock, 567,000 on Steam. And that's just Steam. That's just Steam. So this game crashed the stores, Terry. Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty crazy.
Oh man. All right. And GTA delayed. Isn't that also smart? It wasn't that smart, Terry.
Oh my gosh. Would you stop?
I will never.
I had no clue when this.
This would still be popular, but GTA would definitely be way
Yeah,
more
I'm pretty sure if GTA did a shadow drop, the same thing would happen.
All right. So Doggy Dogs Game of the Year, Baby Steps, also delayed. At least as an indie.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. What about you, Fastback? What do you think?
Wait, no, didn't well, no, maybe it wasn't. I was gonna say, what was that Pokemon wannabe game that came out?
Pal World.
Pal World. Did that one have that kind of effect?
I don't think so. No.
Did well, but not. I don't think.
Not day one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I can't think of anything.
I don't know if Hollow Knight, Hades.
The original one didn't. That one got big over time.
Yeah. Celeste. I know that was wasn't that one nominated?
It was nominated, but yeah,
Nominated,
8 years of hype for this game. 8 years.
Well, yeah.
I mean, dang, 8 years for a little indie title, and when it comes out, it breaks the stores. That's a.
I know that was indie game. The indie gamer that was pretty much his number one game that he kept talking about. But yeah, I can't think of any other indie that's really been on this level of hype.
Yeah. Shout out to Big B Money. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Thank you very much. D says, I have my grievances with the game, and I've only played it off and on for the last 2 nights at work. Okay, so he's playing it at work. Big B Money says, GTA 6 is really scary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Silksong did more crashes than the crash test dummies. Oh, hard facts. The crash test dummies. They don't know crashing like this. I get that we have to have a quick map, but we don't have a persistent on-screen mini map, or I just haven't unlocked it yet. Metroidvanias never have a mini map, ever. No Metroidvania I have ever played has had a mini map. It's kind of the whole purpose is to explore. Yeah. So yeah, that's the whole thing about it. Glitzer, GTA 6 will sell better than Silksong. I don't know. Let's talk. I think the real reason Silksong crashed the stores, Terry, is because it's breaking all the rules. It's breaking all the rules, and it launched at $20. $20, Terry. So even though this game is day one on Game Pass, it crashed the store enough at $20 here. And you think a game with this much hype could charge more? People are upset that Silksong only charged $20. Terry, do they have a right to be upset that Silksong only charged $20?
Do they have a right for what for the $20?
The what?
What did you ask?
Do you think people have legitimate complaint that Silksong is only $20? Because indie games now are launching at $40.
Some do, yeah.
Silksong at $20.
I don't know. I feel like between 10 to 20 is kind of the standard when it comes to indies, especially since because they're indies. People already have that stigma that an indie game, unless it's like the mainstream marketed indie game, people have that stigma that indie games aren't worth that kind of money. So I feel like $20 is kind of average for a lot of indies. It's the mainstream ones that are 40 and more. So I could see this one, because this one was so hyped, I could see this one could have probably sold for maybe like 30, but $20 is still pretty decent for an indie, especially and it's a Metroidvania, and isn't that like kind of the normal price for Metroidvanias that are indies?
No. Most games are right now $40. So like, what's another big?
Not the mainstream ones.
Yeah,
I'm talking not mainstream. If you look, because there's a F ton of Metroidvanias that release all the dang time. They're not mainstream. I feel like $20 is the average price.
Hold on, Metroidvanias.
Yeah. Not your mainstream ones that get all the hype. Not those. Those ones have bigger budgets
$20, Terry.
for marketing.
At $20, is the Silksong pricing a gift to gamers or a curse for other indies? Because it's 30 to 40 hours. You have games like Dead Cells launching at $25.
I feel like that's kind of mainstream, but 25 still, it's around there.
Mm-hmm. Blasphemous, another big time Metroidvania. Blasphemous is huge. $25. $25. Axiom Verge, another one of the top tier Metroidvanias made. $20. So it's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
it's on par for Metroidvanias, but indie people are saying that they can't compete with this because $20 is low. Because Hollow Knight is a giant in the indie scene, if you will. Now they are, right? And can the other indies survive at this model when giants set the bar? Like, I think it's great that they're setting the bar so low, but that's me as a consumer. Let's talk about maybe as a developer. Do you think developers should have a right to be angry?
No, because
that's a tough game.
I mean, I already had pointed out that this is the average cost for Metroidvania. I know that, and I don't even play Metroidvanias. So, no, I think they're just whining. This is to me like the same thing when it comes to content creators, where certain content creators want to complain that they're not doing as well, and they can't compete because they want to nitpick certain things from other ones, whether it's their race or their gender or whatever. They want to nitpick somebody else's success because they can't take accountability for maybe their stuff isn't as good. All right, so, no, I think that $20 is the average price for that genre, and it's more than fair. And with the hype, they definitely could have probably charged more, and they still would have sold, but they chose not to, which is better for gamers that they chose not to, because they definitely could have. With the amount of hype they had, they easily could have sold that for more. So we should be grateful that they didn't, instead of sitting here and people whining about it like that. It's just, I don't know. It kind of bothers me. It's like there's nothing wrong with that price point. It's a solid price point for what you normally would get.
Yeah, and this is an indie game with 40 hours of gameplay easily, right? Just saying, for $20, that's a heck of a deal. Fastback, Glenn just says New Shinobi is $30. Yeah, I agree with that one. Hollow Knight launching at $20, breaking the stores. People are saying it's unfair. $20 a giant like Hollow Knight is undercutting other indies.
So I want to point out another huge indie game that kind of took the world by storm, Stardew Valley. That game launched at $15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I would say,
but that was also 10 years ago, Terry. Get to 2025 pricing.
Bro, yeah, $5 more. So no, they're just trying to nitpick something because like I said earlier, if your hand's not in the cookie jar, you want to whine about it because you're not getting the cookie out. You know what I mean? So like, no, make your stuff. You put your own value on your own creation, and if you feel that your creation isn't worth that much, that's on you. That's on you. Why are you blaming somebody else's success for your failure? Make your stuff, you know what I mean? You gotta be confident and value your stuff before, how is anybody else gonna value it if you don't?
Yeah. I think, charge what you want to charge and we'll see if your decision is good. Fastback, what do you think? $20. Is this a good price for 40 hours of content, 8 years of hype? They probably could have charged more, but they didn't. Their low price crashed stores. I think this should be the way of the future, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that they have proven themselves how popular Hollow Knight was, and then the buzz on this game, generated for the last 5 years or so. That they could have charged more, but I think after Hollow Knight, they have a good idea of keeping the budget low, but the quality high, on what they're doing. And understanding that their market, because this game, could probably sell at 40, but maybe not do as well at launch or whatever over time, because if people feel like, well, the value wasn't worth 40, what I played, it's not a $40 game,
Mhm.
and it could hurt them going forward. And then what if the third game in line, they decide to go back to 20 and it doesn't do as well? I don't know, but I think they got a good, they're in the right place. Why change that? And make that money. They sell double the Hollow Knight. They're gonna make more money than what they made before around the same price.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind, Team Sherry is a small developer. Okay,
Yeah.
they are 3 guys made it. They expanded to I don't know, maybe 20 people.
Yeah, smart.
And again, subscription models. Going back to it, they got the Game Pass money to do day one.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right. And they still took them 8 years and lots of delays. 8 years of announcements. So I don't know about you, but it doesn't seem like Game Pass is really putting any pressure on anybody to, get this content out right away.
So,
Yeah. Well,
so
not this
Hollow
year.
Knight. Hollow Knight was 15 at launch. 15. They made
So
this one $5 more than Hollow Knight. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they're nitpicking something that's not even a thing.
Yeah, no, it's not, because it's been like this for a while. The price range, it makes sense for an indie game like this.
Yeah,
Not
it's an
because
indie. It's
not a
on brand. The price is on brand for
Yeah,
the genre.
Yeah, they know their audience.
It was more expensive than the predecessor. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
It's $5 more than that one. So, like, what do you want? I feel like it would be kind of, from the way I'm looking at it, I think it'd be kind of crazy if the first game was $15 and then they sell the sequel for $40.
Yeah,
Like, that's a jump, man. And you're not getting much more than what you got from the first game, right?
Yeah.
So why are you people trying to justify doing that? And then other times people are always talking about how games are too expensive, they need to be cheaper. Now we get a game that's cheap and you're not making up. No, it's too cheap. What?
People hate great value for gamers like Game Pass. I'm just saying.
and you can't blame the other whoever is making up that other developers are unhappy with the price model. That, like, if you don't like it, then make a game that gets the attention. If your game is that popular and you find the right price point, then you'll be successful like these guys. So
Yeah, and so again, I think this is great. And by the way, Team Cherry is still just 3 people. So Hollow Knight took 3 people, and Team Cherry is 3 people. They do collaborate with like music people, PR stuff like that, but they are still just 3 people, 3 guys. So that's still cool,
Yeah, because back in the day when I was going to PAX South and I was able to talk to different developers, and they talked about how they would do the majority of the work, but then there is a community out there of developers that will help you, and sometimes free, when it's the music or certain things of the game, like the developer's not an expert at. So they will reach out and they and then maybe there's a small fee. So it helps keep the cost of these games down.
Yeah.
So the way the industry is, especially for this, it's a good community that will help each other out, keep the cost down for each other.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So D just complains about saying that he wishes there was a mini map HUD. But Glitzer says that the soundtrack is $12. Seems high when the game is only $20. That is a little offsetting, right? DE says the HUD needs improvement. Let's see. Big B Money says people hate Game Pass and Xbox. I don't care. Yes, a lot of people say it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that Xbox tax. If the Game Pass was on PlayStation, you wouldn't hear that.
Right? If they would have come up with it, right? Brilliant. But yeah, this game crashed the store. So Terry, where are you part of the game crash?
No, I was not.
Fastback, what about you? Did you crash the store getting this game?
Nope. I would have downloaded it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I downloaded this on Game Pass, which I guess is still part of the store as the download counts. But that's
Okay.
how we feel. Terry, how does the chat feel?
All right. Did your hype for Silksong contribute to the Xbox store breaking? 60% didn't even open the store, so people didn't. So our viewers didn't buy this game. 40% clicked so hard I could hear. I heard Phil scream, and then no one queued it up and walked away.
Yeah, no, I heard Phil scream. He's like, "No, Axel, no!" And I'd be like, "Look what you do to my backlog, Phil."
I would think that he'd be saying the opposite, like, yes, more.
Yes.
More money.
Add to that backlog. It's gonna keep you gaming. It's gonna keep you subscribed. Yes. I'm very excited for Silksong. I just thought it was awesome that I couldn't end on the Pete Hines note. I needed to end on a positive note, which hey, game crashing a store, that's a positive note, right?
Mhm.
Hype for a game, can't deny it. Whether it's your game or not, you still can't deny the hype.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anybody got anything else they want to talk about today? No. All
So
right.
kind of a light week in a way.
Well, I deleted a bunch of stories. I had like 20 stories up, and I'm like, you know what? The show's been going 3 hours. I don't like that. I'm trying to shorten it.
Yeah.
Trying very hard, failing miserably. But here we go. All right, but that's all we got for today, guys. And so with that being said, guys, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. But of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to all of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. And with that being said, we are out of here. I'm Axel1324.
I'm Cool Cat Terry.
And I'm Fastback 6768.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Have a great game at Sunday.